Hey everyone, welcome back to Play Casket with another episode of Your Turn. And this week there was quite a bit of stuff that went on.
Oh man, so much shit has happened on a
not even like interesting game stuff. It's just there's a lot of legal weird crap surrounding video games and nerd culture in general. Oh boy, man.
Who'd expect that November would be this exciting?
Right? And we thought the elections were bad. They're fake, by the way. Anyway, what should we really dive into? There's a lot of topics that are sitting here on our table right now that needs to be addressed, but I feel like whatever we touch, we're just going to be talking about that one for the next 20-something minutes.
Okay. One of the biggest, fakest shit I would say is the Ubisoft Zero Harms in Comms.
What is the something Fair Play Alliance? Yeah, the Fair Play Alliance.
So to begin with, the Zero Harm in Comms research project is basically Ubisoft and Riot Games announcing this AI that can detect harmful speech patterns. I don't know what. Basically, it's this AI that can find a lot of really bad behavior and cut it off before it could happen. Basically, it's
Minority Report.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, they're sucking off China. Like, we know what it is.
It's honestly the way you described it. And I go ahead and try to find that little statement they say about like looking into your looking into your whole gameplay data, and basically it sounded like they were going to be able to like look at your like games on your own computer, like the way they phrased it. Like it was like, if you agree to this.
Okay, so basically,
there we
go. I'll put the article up too if you guys want to read it. Ubisoft and Riot Games announced Zero Harms in Comm research project technological partnership to enhance and reach their artificial intelligence-based solution in order to prevent harmful player interactions. This research initiative aims to create a cross-industry shared database and labeling ecosystem and gathering in-game data, which it will better train AI-based preemptive moderation tools to detect and mitigate disruptive behavior.
Train AI.
Spying on you.
Basically.
Yeah.
And what's considered toxic behavior?
Exactly.
Like, it's so vague. Like, what if I want to play, like, since Riot Games is on it, it's good. What if I want to play League of Legends? I want to play a little competitive, but I also just want to have fun, kind of explore some of the area and stuff while I play the game. You know, what if somebody orders me to join in a team fight constantly? Just join a team fight, join a team fight, join a team fight, join a team fight. Can I technically report that as toxic behavior? Because Riot has already had a couple other issues that if you do not work as a team, you can also get banned. But what if I want to play the game in jungle and kind of build myself the way I want to build myself before I get into a team fight? You know?
Yeah.
So who's really the toxic one here? You know? What if I'm not ready? What if I know I cannot fight those guys in the build that I have? You know? Why follow the order of getting into a team fight and losing it? You know?
And then
who's the toxic one? You know, so it gets to that point where I'm like, can I theoretically play every game and just pick somebody at random and just report them for bad behavior?
Yeah.
Will that mess with the AI? Would that fuck up the AI? That'd be hilarious. But wouldn't, like, imagine like 92% of the player base of League of Legends just tanking. The only ones that are still playing are these cosplayers because they will never ban them because they gotta have Twitch on it. Speaking of which, Twitch is part of this weird Fair Play Alliance bullcrap.
Yeah.
So, should we just segue into that, or do you got some other stuff to say?
Well, I just think it's we'll see what it does. It's still sketchy as shit. I think it's just something for like China basically to spy on us.
It's China.
But on top of that too, we don't know specifically what it does. I know. We don't know specifically what it does, but like the only thing I can think of that it would do is if like, they're failing pretty badly and this guy might, start dropping racial slurs. So we'll do this to mitigate him from doing something like this. But I highly doubt that it's going to be anything like that. I think it's just going to be like...
Well, what if it's just like the other AI that they tried to look up for hate speech that just became racist, and it just started banning people with racial names?
That would be fucking hilarious.
It just starts banning all the Wakandans. Like, it's just, no, ban. Did you just say
true.
Goku? Ban.
Yeah, well, I remember they did an algorithm to like start banning hate and racial hate across their platform, and like 80% of it was like black and minorities. Yeah.
So it was like coming from them, and so it was like backfiring all bad. And then like they had an AI that kind of do research the speech patterns of hate speech, and it just became based as hell. Like this can easily backfire on them.
Yeah.
Like it just bans China outright.
So,
but no,
yeah,
I think it's going to be deliberately a spying system.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely believe that's the whole situation. And it's probably going to be used as kind of a bully system for the segue to this thing that Ubisoft and Riot basically are both proprietors and quote-unquote members of this Fair Play Alliance, which is some non-profit organization.
ESG. That's the ESG bullshit.
It's ESG. It's basically ESG in a different color. And I looked up a bunch of the names and stuff, and they have... And one of the things I noticed first was they have a lot of like companies on there that are all owned by the same company that's there. Like King is owned by Activision. Blizzard is owned by Activision. And Activision's not on there, but Blizzard and King are. I'm like, bitch, that means you are. You know, like King, like Activision's like, nah, we kind of like the racial slurs on our Call of Duty, so we're not going to join into that.
Also,
but go ahead.
ESG is environmental social governance.
Yeah, so it's another ESG thing.
Yeah,
and what's funny is like I did a couple Google searches on. Dude, Stadia's on it. Look at that. Stadia, you're dead. This is the situation that's going on. There's like Roblox is on it, of course. They got to find out how many kids they can ensnare on their stupid system. But there's a company on there, like a good example, Uncharted Horizons. Uncharted Horizons is it even says like in the member thing, it doesn't matter how small or large you are, as long as you side with us and blah blah blah, we can really make, a place a better place and all inclusive, blah blah blah, boring, bunch of mumbo jumbo nonsense, right?
Empty platitudes, yeah.
Empty platitudes. So I looked up this guy. This company is a small indie developer. It's been developing a video game for 2 years. It has not released a single video game before.
What?
So, literally, this company has joined this thing to feel good about itself because it has not achieved anything to begin with. That's the whole identity for them right now, is that they're on this Fair Play Alliance, and they don't even have any updates on their video game for the last 6 months.
Yeah, well, it goes to show it goes to show that keeping you safe isn't the point. The whole point is just creating this bullshit alliance so you can bully people into complying with your standards.
Yeah. And the thing is, what's going to be funny...
China!
What's funny is this company is not even known. Mm-hmm. It's going to be forgotten years later after they never succeed to release a single video game.
Yeah.
They are not going to be important in the world, like in the grand scheme. And they're just going to be like, the only accolade they have is that they signed up on some weird petition list over here on the Fair Play Alliance. It's because there could be bumping elbows with Ubisoft, EA, Activision, and Blizzard. That's their thing right there. That's it. That is the dumbest crap I have ever seen. Like, we can technically sign up to that.
Yeah, it's all empty platitudes. Facilitate learning and coordination. Fair Play Alliance works with individuals, companies, and organizations collaboratively to share knowledge and promote working together.
That is fucking word salad.
Well, yeah, no. Our role is to empower through education, connection, and maintain a positive vision of the future. What the fuck do you do?
Yeah, that is like so empty and meaningless and like convoluted. And okay, so there's another company I just clicked on. Vanilla.
Huh?
Guess what they do?
Huh?
They run forum services for video game companies. They're not even a video game company.
Oh my god.
How is that? This is dumb. This
Yeah.
is beyond dumb. This is like the most ridiculous shit ever.
Waste of
Several of these
time.
companies will be forgotten in the throes of time, except for EA, which sucks because that's the one I want
Everybody
to be
hates them
forgotten.
anyways. So.
Yeah, it's okay, EA. You're still rated the worst company in America. Thank you. Even though Activision's trying really hard to take that crown away from you, trying really hard, and so it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely like Twitch is on it. Go figure, right?
Please don't talk about our thoughts.
Supercell's on it, which makes sense because they're Sweden.
I guess we'll post this too in the video.
Maybe we'll post. Yeah, we'll probably post a link so you can go kind of point and laugh at all the stupid lists. And
We'll post
stuff.
it right here. Yeah.
Right here, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. We're imagine us pointing and stuff. I gotta get us like rendered so we can actually point. But yes, that, and yeah, it's ridiculous, and I feel like it's another way to just kind of bully people because that way you're like, we're
Comply.
the first. Well, it's gonna get to that point where like if we're developing a game and somebody comes over and goes, we're the Fair Play Alliance. We want to make sure you're making a game that is as inclusive and encouraging and allowing people and being representatives of all the nations and races and colors and opinions and all the other stuff that we only approve.
Yeah.
And if we do not approve any of this, we're going to try to find ways to make sure you change that or you don't make a game ever again.
Yep.
Because it literally is like the embodiment of the meme of nice car. It'd be the same if somebody stole it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's one of those. It's the dumbest crap ever. Like we thought the whole Mick Gordon Doom thing was dumb. This is like some of the stuff that we are now becoming actual like entertainment now, that we just dig into stuff for this drama bullcrap now. We're not just going, these are like my games, I kind of like them stuff. Anyway, rant over for now. It's gonna happen again. Let's segue into something else. What else do we got here?
Was it Yuji Naka?
Yeah, Yuji Naka. Okay.
Speaking of sketchy shit.
Especially it's more sketchy shit, and that's probably the reason why people are probably looking at Fair Play Alliance as a good thing. Yuji Naka has been arrested in conjunction of supposed insider trading. Now, it's all allegations, but now that he's been officially arrested, there's probably some grievance to it. What are your opinions on it?
Well, it was about like a million yen, which is equivalent to like 300,000. Really, dude, you really just gonna throw your career away for 300K? Like, that's so stupid.
So I just looked it up.
Uh-huh.
There was an investigation, like a special investigation. So when Naka was working on Balin Wonderworld, go figure that this dude's gonna get arrested after that mistake.
Yeah.
He should just be arrested after that mistake. But supposedly because he worked with Square Enix, he found out that a couple companies were working with Square Enix to make some future Dragon Quest game, and he decided to invest in them without saying anything.
Oh.
And because he did that, he apparently, like, if the game gets released, he was looking at making 47 million yen.
Oh, okay.
So for him, of course, he's like all excited and stuff, and of course our big governments don't like when people make a lot of money unless it's them and only themselves, because their noses are big. They're rivaling my goblin ass noses. How dare you? But yes, it's basically that's basically what's going on.
Oh, okay.
So if he did technically do that,
Uh-huh.
there is a chance that, and then there's a high probability that he's probably going to get hit with insider trading, because theoretically, on a technicality, it's considered insider trading.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
that's so far what's being addressed and reported on so far from what I'm seeing.
But he didn't sell it?
It doesn't say anything whether or not he sold it or not.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It says he teamed up with a guy called Taisuke Sasaki, and he was another former Square Enix employee and the acquaintance of one of the guys that got Yuji Naka on the project for Balan Wonderworld. And supposedly they were all arrested, and the pair was believed to have purchased about 162,000 shares, aiming for approximately 47 million yen ahead of Dragon Quest's tax new announcement.
Okay.
They were probably going to be making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So basically, they were like the game version of Pelosi, but apparently it's only illegal for her to do that. So,
Well, I mean, it's still legal then. If he hasn't sold it yet, it's still legal. Yeah. That's the thing.
Well, it depends. We don't know all the Japanese laws.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, they're also not politicians, so they can get arrested for damn near everything.
Yeah, true.
So, but yeah, so that happened. That was honestly like the way everything sounds, and then I look at it right, and it looks like he got arrested because he didn't do it smart enough.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel like he probably blabbered his mouth and stuff, and got in trouble, which then led to everyone else getting in trouble.
That's if they can prove intent, usually, they can nail you with that. Although, the prosecution in Japan is extremely vicious. Like, I say it's almost corrupt because prosecution rate is like 99% or something.
I would assume like 97%. That would mean that even if you are innocently arrested, okay, you're gonna get charged.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that would be corrupt, like just by numbers in general, because you can be mislabeled. Somebody probably saw somebody in a black jacket stealing something, and you are also happen to have a black jacket, and therefore you're arrested too.
Yeah.
And you could be in trouble.
Which is so shit because the criminal gets away and you punish the innocent.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Anyways, but if anything,
we're a political team now.
Well, Japan law seems a little weird anyways, so we'll see what happens.
We'll figure out something. We'll probably hear a bit more about it, but from what I'm understanding, somebody blabbered or somebody was taking pride into the action of like, oh, I can't believe we're making this money because of this, and I think that's probably what triggered the investigation, and the investigation arrested them. Yeah. Now, arresting them, if their law services are like ours, or at least the way ours should be, and if there's a similar comparison to them, that means they're arrested. Arrested doesn't mean shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay? They have to press charges. I can be arrested right now. Like, police can knock down our mausoleum, arrest me because of some suspicion. As long as they have some suspicion of something happening, they can arrest me until there's something that's cleared for me, and then they just let me go.
Oh, okay.
No charges.
Yeah.
But if they find out that I have, like, if I'm laundering money, or if I have some kind of stash of gold that wasn't registered or whatever, they can press some kind of charges on me.
The stash of gold is registered. We promise.
I lost it in a boating accident.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if the Japanese law works the same way.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if it is comparable, I don't know if it is. I'm just saying, if it was comparable, you can be arrested and then let go later, because basically what they're doing is securing you. So because they have suspicion, or if they have suspicion that you have knowledge that can lead to the, because chances are, from my understanding, Yuji Naka will probably throw the other two under the bus.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to walk away with it.
Yeah.
So, I think that's going to be the case. And they're going to have prosecution. They're going to slam those two motherfuckers really hard. So, there's that.
Or they're just arresting him for Battle in Wonderland, right?
I believe that. Charge him to its fullest extent. Thanks. And it's not even Balan Wonderland. It's Balan Wonder World, because apparently we live in a weird Berenstein land that just doesn't work that way. Yeah, it's Balan Wonder World.
Really?
We are literally living in a Mandela effect right now.
Holy shit!
Like I have.
Well, I remember.
It's like it's literally right there on the shelf. It's right there.
Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Next, you're gonna tell me Kevin Street is actually Street Kevin.
Yeah. He's
Shit.
an actual street.
No.
And he fights people. He's a street fighter. It is weird.
I need to get back into the Kevin Street universe.
Everyone is Kevin Street in the Kevin Street universe.
What about Street Kevin?
Even other women's titties. Like it's just a big boobied Kevin. Then he reveals his top and it's just more Kevins underneath. It's the strangest world, man. But anyway,
back to this world, right?
Back to this world. Back to the world
reality.
we're currently living in right now.
I remember Yuji Naka also said that Square Enix kind of screwed him over on development for the game too. So
yeah, and I could see him trying to recoup costs by doing that too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he feels like he was in a tight spot.
although I wouldn't doubt it, because Square Enix has been known to like fuck with the producers and fuck with the directors
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah,
As long as your name isn't Nomura, they will just mess with everyone.
especially if you're Nomura. What are you talking about?
So, nope, they won't touch Nomura. There's like, you write stuff and you do art. And he's like, I don't know how to write stories. We know. We all fucking know that now. Okay? If you go to another interview and be like, I'm not that very good at storytelling, we know. We can understand that. We actually see it happen live in front of our faces. Like, even your trailers are confusing.
Well, one thing is, I think
Add more belts.
I think they're spreading him too thin though, because
Don't justify his weirdness.
no, I will. I'm sorry, Nomura. It's Square Enix's fault.
Did you just say no? No, you take that back.
It's Square Enix's fault.
How dare you?
The CEO is a piece of shit.
Well, all CEOs are pieces of shit.
Okay, ready?
I should know. I'm a CEO of this podcast. I'm a piece of shit.
No, you're a goblin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then speaking of pieces of shit, right? Gearbox and Volition.
Oh, yeah. So, what was it? Like, basically, Gearbox and Volition are being merged together due to Embracer Group's demand.
And don't forget, Embrace was huge because
Okay,
they
yeah.
bought. They were the guys
We
who
covered
bought
on
that big
that.
ass, yeah.
Yeah, so we covered on that, and that they cover like a huge. They have a lot of studios. Okay,
Which is
they
like
have
75%?
They have more. They have more studios than the fucking Fair Play Alliance has people actually making projects.
Yeah,
So there's that. So let's
Embracer
put
is
that.
huge.
Embracer is like, I'm surprised more people aren't pissed off with Embracer being existing. Period. So
Sketchy as hell too, though. So
yes, so Embracer Group is ordering Gearbox to merge with Volition Software, and I think it's more the developers, not the publishing end.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're sweeping up the trash.
I think the studios are also really close together. I think they're merging them because it's going to just be easier for them to control.
Yeah,
Just on Embracer's end and that perspective. When you think about it, they're like, okay, you guys are both. I can't keep an eye on both of y'all. You guys make me cross-eyed, and you're doing stupid stuff constantly. I'd rather have you both in the same corral so I could see you guys do stupid stuff together instead. I feel like that's exactly what's going on.
by the way, it's because Volition created the latest Saints Row and then bombed like hell. So
And that's another situation that like the new Saints Row bombed to shit. And I think one of the reasons for that is because Embracer Group couldn't keep an eye on everyone, and Volition Software was basically given free reign, having some people who were apparently previously worked on previous projects tied to the last Saints Row. So they probably had some kind of faith in it that they shouldn't have.
yeah,
And because of that, they're like, you know what? You kids are not allowed in the playground without your older brother. So you guys just get to stay together and live in the same bunk beds. If you don't like it, piss off. That's basically what I'm seeing with that. Now, I'm not saying Embracer Group's good because of that. Embracer Group's still garbage. Why? Because they still own stuff like Gearbox, of all things. Gearbox is garbage.
see.
They release physical copies that you have to download half of the stuff on a Switch game, which could have easily fit on a 6 gigabyte cart. Because they're dumb.
Also, let's see. It sounds like they're physically merging, though. So it's
Yeah.
not just like they're reporting to each other. They're actually moving.
Yeah, like I
manpower.
said, I think they're located really close to one another. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
probably pushing them together into one office.
You sure? They keep mentioning the U.S. though. Unless they're like a Canadian, unless Volition's a Canadian company.
They move
just
into
keep,
California, it's gonna be garbage.
yeah.
Like, you know
Well,
what? Since you guys are garbage, just go ahead and go to garbage land state.
Well, they said Gearbox is a company in the U.S. which has all the tools and blah blah blah. So I'm like, wait, is Volition from another country? Anyways, but yeah.
No, I think Volition's just in another part of the states. Let's take a look. Look it up. Look it up.
I'm looking up right now.
Okay, do that. But no, I think Volition is just another part of the states, and I think Gearbox is in California. You know, where all the terrible decisions live. So I think that's the situation that's going on. So what's going on with that?
Deep Silver. Shit.
Oh yeah, Embracer owns Deep Silver too. Man, this place sucks. This timeline sucks. I don't want to be in this timeline anymore. I want to be in the Kevin Street world universe. At least that makes a little bit of sense with the businesses.
Okay, they're in Illinois, and where's Gearbox at then?
I think it's California.
Oh God,
Yeah,
it's even
California.
worse.
Yep. I think that's the situation. So they're probably just merging the powers, and they're probably paying for the people who are going to stick around to move to California. Which I'm pretty sure the people who work in Illinois,
Oh, they're
that
in
are woke as
Texas.
crap, they're in Texas.
Is American
How the
game development
hell?
company based in Frisco, Texas?
How the hell does a company that brain dead live in Texas? Like, they're stupid, but they're living in Texas. I'd expect that from like Joe Rogan interviewees,
Well, let's see what this
but
next game.
not from Gearbox.
Let's see what this next one's gonna bring us then, before they split them up and merge them again. But
They'll probably just shut. Honestly, if my bet is this: if they merge and they fuck up again, I'm willing to bet that they're just gonna close up shop on both of them and move all the IPs to somebody else.
yeah,
They're not going to. They're not going to sell the IPs. I think they're going to keep them. They're just going to move them. Like, they're going to be like, okay, you know what? You group. In fact, Embracer Group owns THQ. I can bet money that they'll probably move Borderlands to THQ, because THQ has at least been consistent, roughly. Like, they haven't really fucked up things bad.
What do they bring out recently?
The Destroy All Humans remakes.
Oh yeah,
They did those. They did Darksiders 3, and I think they're doing...
aren't they in another country though?
Yeah, they're in a different country, but that
Okay.
doesn't matter. Embracer Group owns THQ.
Oh, okay.
So they could just transfer the IP over to them and say, you get to control this stuff now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's that has nothing to do with anything about intellectual property.
But we'll see what the next Borderlands does, because they keep drawing a lot of animosity for them just being like a bunch of twats who won't shut their fucking mouths. So
Yep, basically. Absolutely cross-eyed levels of stupid. Just cross-eyed levels of
and they
stupid.
ruined my Gage. She was so pretty in 2, and they made her look like shit in 3.
Man, your standards are low if you thought that was pretty.
Gage is cute. I don't give
No.
a fuck.
No.
3, she looks like
No.
shit.
No. She looked like shit in 2. She just got worse in 3. Stop playing when you're drunk.
Right.
Also, stop dying.
Okay, no. I'm already
Stop
dead.
dying again.
I'm already dead.
Why are you coughing? How dare you, man?
Dying twice. Dying thrice.
All right, well, what is there anything else we want to add to this crazy, nonsensical world that we're living in?
Pokemon just came out.
Pokemon came out. Glitches happened.
Glitches galore. If you look online right now, there's a lot of really funny shit that you see.
And I'll say this now. I don't think it's very common.
Yeah.
Okay. I think because how many people bought the game, and I'm betting money it's gonna eclipse Sword and Shield's like opening weekend by tenfold. Like,
Okay.
I honestly believe that.
Well, I say my biggest gripe is that the glitches and the bugs that can be replicated, I would say, are legit. But on top of that, the weird one-off stuff, I would say, would be a little more rare. That I wouldn't.
Straight up Kamehameha mod made.
Kamehama, yeah. No, but the stuff that you can't replicate, I would say, would be funny. And I wouldn't really count it against it, but the stuff that's like frame rate stutterings and texture popping.
It's going to be really hard to say until you guys play it, play it ourselves. You know, because I genuinely think that because the sheer, for instance,
sour grips mentality too, because it's like, I'm glad I didn't pick it up because look at all these glitches.
Well, look here, here's a good perspective of that, right?
Yeah.
The top 3 most dangerous dogs are ones that you would expect to be dangerous. The number 4 is golden retrievers. And it's only number 4 because the sheer amount of people who own a fucking golden retriever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So when you think about it, look at how many, there's thousands and thousands of people having these glitches. Yeah, out of millions and millions and millions and millions of sales.
Yeah.
So just by the sheer amount of Pokemon being sold, you're probably going to see the sheer amount of just weird crap happening. So until you actually play it yourself, you can't really even fathom the same thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm not trying to defend Pokemon. Pokemon companies should have some of this kind of under control, but some of this is just wacky nonsense that does happen under very special circumstances. But I'm just saying, by the sheer numbers, you gotta think, if they sold 10 million, 30,000, that's 3%.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to mess with that?
Yeah.
30,000 is a lot, but it's 3%.
Well,
there's 97% that are not having this problem.
Also brings it back to Cyberpunk, because all the people who were having so many issues, I had very, 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 very little issues. This was even before they optimized the really, really big patch. I played it straight through day one, and I got 100-some hours. I beat the game, and then they initiated the really big FERTS patch to stabilize everything. I didn't have that much of an issue. I think it crashed once, and I had a bunch of buggy stuff. But other than that, I had no issues with Cyberpunk.
And that's another point too. Whereas WWE 2K20 or something like that was so bad that it actually sold more of NWO versus Raw on the 64 port onto the Steam, because people were downloading the new updated roster mod somebody made.
Yeah.
The mod was literally being downloaded more times than the game was being bought. Okay? So that tells you that this game was so bad that people were buying a 96 game made in 96 to play because it's better than this.
Yeah.
But that tells you how many people were experiencing that problem so bad that it's just easier to play an older game. And whereas Cyberpunk, when you look at it, even with all the glitches, Cyberpunk was selling massive amounts.
Yeah.
So not Cyberpunk is in the same position as where Pokemon is now.
Yeah.
It was just sold so much that it was just so easy to have so much crap in it that to happen for just a lot of weird people, and people recording it, and now that everyone's recording stuff and streaming, live streaming and stuff, you'll have more people able to clip those moments out and be like, I'm going to make a compilation of this, and it goes viral, and then you just see millions of people see just the only thousands of people having the same issues.
Yeah.
That's it. And then there's people who are purposely breaking games.
I also think the open worldness of it just makes it even more chaotic. Any game that has open world just goes to shit, I think, with the physics and people falling out of skies and things just not working.
I think that's more partly because the lack of experience that Pokemon and Game Freak have.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm not excusing it. I think they should have still learned a bit more between Sword and Shield and now. And I still think they should have done that, and maybe even consulted with people who made Breath of the Wild, Because even Breath of the Wild, even as glorious as that game is and stuff, and you find all the weird stuff, there's still people having weird glitch issues and glitching through the floor.
Yeah.
Stuff, but nowhere near as how many people are reporting now. But then again, we didn't have that many Switches sold when that was at its peak either.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? When you think about it that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be crazy.
We'll see what the emergency patch will do once we see it. So
Yeah. So
make things more stable.
it'll be interesting. We'll probably live stream that too, but instead we're going to go ahead and do something cool. We're going to stream Temtem. We have the game over here. So that's just going to be one of the weird stupid ones. We're probably going to do that.
No Pokemon. Temtem, right?
Yep. No Pokemon. This is no Poco area. So yeah. So I think that would be a good place to top it off on. I would like to say thank you all for listening and sticking through this huge, like, really juicy week, man.
Yeah.
And listening to our rants and ravings and stuff like that. If you like our content, feel free to like and subscribe. And
we will see you on the other side.
Hey everyone, this is Paraka.
And Ghost.
I would like to say thank you for listening to our podcast.
If you like our content, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and share our video with your friends.
You can also follow and support us on other social media such as Minds and Rumble. Links in the description below.